Okay, so I wanted to clear some things up and make some things very clear and very definite. That first video was the intro to get my ideas, to get the ball rolling, to get my thoughts out because I needed to talk, I needed to begin the conversation. This video, as you read from the description below, this goes into how to assess myself for my eating habits. How do I find out if I have a good perspective on food? How do I know if I'm taking care of myself as it relates to eating healthy or eating clean or eating in a way that is supportive for me to have a more effective, a basic effective life? How am I making sure that I'm not putting things inside of me that's going to make it difficult for me to have a better quality of life in my future? It's very simple. Hopefully, if you're looking at this video, you've already done it. But if you have not done it yet, I strongly recommend seek a physician or seek someone out, a nurse practitioner, or go to a clinic and get a basic physical. They will tell you all your baseline numbers, and they'll tell you whether or not you're at risk for certain type of physical ailments, or you may already be currently diagnosed. This is CoachTeemac. All things #CoachTeemac, CoachTeemac.com. Licensed marriage and family therapist. I'm sharing strategies today. I'm beginning strategies today on how to assess whether or not I'm taking care of myself with my eating. Am I taking care of myself with how I'm making choices about how I think about food? What are my thoughts about food? Am I thinking about food right? If you already have diagnosis, more than likely, if you're taking medications, if there's some things going on in your life where it's been shared with you that because of your health and because of the way you've been eating, now I want to say that specifically with drinking a lot of calories and eating a lot of calories, there are certain diagnoses. For example, diabetes. In the United States, that's one of the most popular, the most per capita diagnoses that people have that can be directly related to their practices and their choices of how they're eating. There are some people that do have diabetes. I will say they do not eat poorly. This is specifically for, and I'm trying to make it so specific. So if you look at this video, you know you have problems with food. Do I have problems with food? That's the title. Do I have problems with food? That's how we're gonna put this. That's gonna be a title. Yeah, I'll put that. You probably saw it in the description. Do I have problems with food? Do I overeat? Do I binge eat? Now I will say this. Maybe you don't have a diagnosis of an eating disorder. I'm not saying that. What I'm saying is the mindset, the way you think about how you define food, or not how you define food, but how you define how you consume food. Let me break that down, because I was like, man, Tomha, you just talking and people don't. So I'm like, man, come on. And some of this stuff I do take for granted because I think about this stuff all the time, and I need to slow it down, especially for these lessons that I'm doing, these speaks, these videos, these talks. I want to get the basics taken care of so we can get to the complex stuff. But let's make sure that we have a foundation of consistency of what we're thinking. If you have a medical diagnosis and you talk to a practitioner that has told you specifically there are certain things that you do as it pertains to food, as it pertains to drinks, that aids or supports you having a health diagnosis. If you have any type of diagnosis where they have explained it to you, one of the biggest ways to help and to resolve this issue is to adjust how you eat. This is a video for you. This is what I'm talking about. And this does not address the physical piece. It doesn't, like, I'm not a psychiatrist either. I'm not a physician. I'm not a physician assistant, nurse practitioner. No, I'm not telling you what medications to take. I'm a licensed marriage and family therapist. I'm a licensed mental health professional. So what I will talk about, what I will address in these series is what are some mental health things I can do to get myself ready, to assess myself, and how to prepare and how to adjust my thinking, my mindset, my beliefs around food. Some of us believe, me included, like I thought I had to eat. Okay, I grew up in the inner city. So growing up in the inner city, growing up in Atlanta, Georgia, Vine City, it doesn't even look the same now. Growing up in those areas, College Park, Stone Mountain, traveling around East Atlanta, just in those areas and those places. I gotta shout out the Cross Keys, Lenox Mall area, Buford Highway. No, I'm just saying things like growing up like that in that area more than 30 years ago. Those areas were not the most affluent areas that they might be now. And growing up in that setting, in that household, if I ate, I was excited. Let me say it that way. So I ate a lot of what I could eat and I held on to it. At the age of 12, I was diagnosed with hypertensive. Like I said, this is not about the medical part, but what I found out was, and what the doctor told my mom, and they told me, you're drinking too many things, you're eating too many things that are high in sodium. You're consuming things, you're putting things in your mouth that is contributing to you being. I was 5'8", 150 pounds at 12. I was the size. Some of you all say, man, that's how much I weigh now. That's my size now, and I was and I was 12. So I'm saying that to say, though, that I realized that there were certain things that I could control with my eating that would affect my body and my health. So I want to talk about that part. I want to talk about, do I have a problem? Is it a problem? The reason why I say problem, now let's define problem, is am I eating and consuming things that are hurtful to my health, but not just hurtful to my health, but contribute to a diagnosis like, per se, diabetes, hypertension, high blood pressure. If you have high blood pressure, if you've been diagnosed with that, that's why it was a huge risk for me. I remember trying out for football. They was like, man, your blood pressure's kind of high, man. I said, it's been like that since I've been 12. They were like, really? So, so they had to manage it and stuff like that. I didn't have to take pills. Thank God I was able to, with playing sports, it helped get my levels down. But the fact of the matter is, I knew I did not, even then. So, at 12 and 17, I didn't change my food. I didn't change what I was eating, how I was eating. So I'm not going to go into specifics yet, but I'm just slowing it down to, how do you know if you have a problem? If you have a diagnosis, if you have a medical diagnosis and they've told you the diet, what you eat, how you eat. And that's what I'm saying. Diet doesn't mean eat little. What I'm saying is the quality and the type of food that you're putting inside of you. Are you a person that, now let's be real now. That's what I'm not going to waste your time, so I'm just going to go in it. Do you drink too many sugars? Are you drinking? Are you consuming? You now they have the little cartons, right? You can look at on is it more than 5 or 10 grams every time, and you just smashing it, and you drink 3-4 of them. You can have 10 in one day. You can have a 2 liter, 2 liters, 3. If you're having that a lot, those are absorbing the amount, and you realize within yourself that I need help stopping. I feel like that I have to drink sodas. I have to drink carbonated drinks. I have to drink sugar drinks. I have to drink juices. I have to have this stuff. That's a problem. Am I eating things that has to be soaked in grease? That has to have grease. It has to be deep fried. If I have a desire, you see, that's what I'm saying. That's the thing. That's why I want to go to the mental health part. Does my mind tell me when I'm hungry, go find something fatty and greasy to eat? Go eat this. It's not healthy for you. Even though I'm not thinking about the health part about it, I desire it. If you're trying to eat things, or if you find some eating things that cause you to gain weight, and you know that when you eat those things you gain weight, and you don't manage it, then it's not good. It is a problem. If you're eating things and you're like, oh man, I have to have this, or oh man, I gotta have 3 or 4 of them, I gotta have 5 or 6, I gotta have 10 of them, you have a problem. Because it's probably not the number of it, it's just like, I gotta move. And also, this is a basic principle strategy that I learned too. If I always have to eat until I'm full, and that's why I was talking about that. Like when I was a little kid, I'm 12 years old, I don't know when I'm gonna eat again. Or, boy, you better finish your plate. So I'm like, well, you cooked it, I don't want to eat again. It might be a whole lot of something that's not healthy for me, but I'll eat all that. I would eat all of that for me that wasn't healthy for me until it was gone. 1, I don't want to get in trouble, and then 2, because hey, I might be hungry. And so I just boom. So my idea for food was more like a survival mindset. Like I have to, I gotta have it. Now this might not be your story. I'm sharing mine as an example, so this is how I knew I had a problem with it, because I didn't look at it as all I need to eat is this, this, and this, and I'll be fine. If I drink water, that's another thing. Like just the perspective of just drinking more water, drink 3 or 4 cups of water instead of having 3 or 4 cups of sugar drinks. It was just like, man, and I combined it. I'm not gonna go into strategies too much, but because my mind was I have to have that, that's how I knew I had a problem. If I'm eating a lot of things, if I'm consuming a lot of things where I feel like I have to have it, I need to have it, and not to say I can't live without it, but I can't live without it. You know what I'm saying? Let me break that down. Not I cannot continue to live, but I feel such a desire that in order to feel like my quality of life is better by living is by eating that, then that's a problem. I'll try to say it again. If you define life, if you define living, if you define the quality of your life being better because you're eating certain things over and over again and eating a lot of volume of that thing, you have a problem. That was one of my biggest problems. It wouldn't just be I have a sub. I have 2 footlongs. Why am I eating 2 footlongs? See what I'm saying? Like when we in our minds say that I feel better because I eat, that's a problem. Now, there's a basic, okay, I feel better because I feel like I got something in my stomach. But if you feel like your life is better, if you feel like you're a better person, if you feel like you're rewarding yourself by eating a lot of this thing, that's a problem for eating. That's the wrong mindset. That is the wrong mindset for eating. There's not a healthy mindset for eating. If you're saying stuff like, well, I gotta have this steak, I gotta have this slab of ribs, I have to have this whole cake, I gotta eat a whole pizza, I just have to. If that's the wrong mindset, that's a problem. If you say I have to, when we say we have to, we're eliminating the option. When we say we have to, we're eliminating the option. When we say we have to, we're eliminating the option. So are you saying that you can't have half the pizza, or maybe 2 slices of pizza, 2 slices of pizza and a salad, or 2 slices of pizza and some cabbage or some carrots or some mixed vegetables, or so I don't know, but whatever something is that is a healthier option of you combining that thing that you like with something that's going to give you quality fuel. That's a strategy. That's a strategy, but I'm not going to get too much into those strategies. But if you feel like you have to, then that's not a healthy mindset. If you feel like you can't do without it, if you say, man, I gotta have the hot dogs, I gotta have the 6 or 7 hot dogs, like I have to have all, I gotta feel like I'm, when I finish, I know that's not okay. Let me say that too. If you have to be full to stop eating, then that's a problem. If you have to be full to stop eating, then you have a problem. Because you think that sensation of feeling full means it's time to stop, as opposed to you being able to decide and choose how much you want to eat. Me stopping has nothing to do with my decision to stop eating does not have to mean because I feel like I'm full, because I can learn how to eat till I'm satisfied. And if you want to be more strategic, like I said, there's strategies out there to know how many calories you can consume to make sure that you're meeting a baseline, all this kind of stuff. But I'm just saying that mindset of like, I have to eat until I'm full. For some of us, that's a poverty mindset. I would eat like 4 or 5 mayonnaise sandwiches. If I'm eating 4 or 5 mayonnaise sandwiches, then that means about 10 slices of bread and a whole bunch of cholesterol with the, you see what I'm saying? Like, that's all. But it wasn't. I had some mayonnaise and some ketchup. I put that on that sandwich, and I went to work, put some salt and pepper on that thing. But I'm just saying that to say that because I thought I had to eat so much of it, my mindset about it was off. I didn't realize at that time that I could just eat a few, or eat 2, or eat 1 sandwich. Like, there's something that's like, now I literally can eat 1 or 2 sandwiches. That's it. And I choose to say that's all I'm gonna eat, and I'm good. I'm not saying that eating 5 sandwiches, it is. Like, no human, honestly, it's just not healthy. You can eat 2, maybe 3, and you'll be fine. And that's where the problem lies, is where you think that you won't be fine. Almost like there's a fear. And that's what I had. I had a fear of not being able to eat again. If you have a fear that you have to eat everything right now until you're full because you won't be able to eat again, that's the wrong mindset. That's the wrong way of thinking. Thinking about food as a way of survival, like I have to have so much of it to survive, that is the wrong mindset of it. Not being able to create manageable portion sizes, or feel like you can stop yourself. If you feel like you cannot stop yourself from eating, if you feel like you need help, you have the wrong mindset, you think about food the wrong way. That's why I want to also put out here. If you want to sign up for one-on-one sessions, we can sign up for sessions. CoachTeemac.com, everything. #CoachTeemac. You can find me on Instagram, TikTok, all these places, social media, Facebook. If you want to sign up for one-on-one, we can do one-on-one, because for every person it's very unique. It's very specific. I do understand that. And if you try these strategies and you're trying a strategy, you say, Coach T-Mac, Coach Mac, Coach T-Mac, I'm trying to put it together. Can you guide me through this? I can support you in putting it together. If you say, man, I'm almost there, but I'm not consistent. I could do it for a little bit, but I can't do it. That's where one-on-one therapy, counseling, coaching can be very helpful for you, just to push you over, just help you to get that consistency down, to do it consistently, yes. But before we get to the strategies, this is how you assess yourself. This is part of it. Do I wake up feeling like I have to eat? Does my mind tell me when it's time to eat, or do I decide? Oh, let me say this. Does my stomach tell me it's time to eat, or does my mind? Does my mind say, all right, stomach, let's just drink some water, we'll be fine? Or do we have to eat a whole meal? Or when we do eat it, like I say, the quality of foods, like we feel like we have to have those. If you have snacks, if you have cakes somewhere, like cellophane wraps or brownies or cookies, something somewhere hidden, if you have to hide food, if you have to hide food from yourself, if you have to hide it to sneak and eat it, you have the wrong mindset, the wrong thinking about food. If you have to eat when nobody's looking, if you feel like you have to grab, like, oh, I gotta keep it close to my bed at night because when I wake up, I gotta drink, I gotta eat, or whatever it is. If you've told yourself you have to, if you told yourself I don't have the option, that's the wrong mindset, the wrong thinking, and there's a problem. That's the problem. If you think in your mind, I have to eat, 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 I have to eat. And not when I eat, I have to eat 6 or 7. I got to eat 12, 13, and I got to eat the whole dozen. The portion size is also something that we need to regulate. We need to that's a mind thing. Because your body stretches, your body moves, your body will say, okay, let's keep going. And then that's what happens. You keep going, you keep growing and growing. And then other parts of your body begin to fail and don't don't operate or function properly because you have added so much to it, and it's too much for your body to handle. If you have a medical diagnosis and you continue to eat in ways that are not healthy, you have a problem. You have a problem with eating. You have a problem surrounding that. And now, like I said, we could talk about those things. We will talk about in some of the lessons and lectures in the future. But there needs to be an understanding that if I know I'm hurting myself by eating and I continue to eat, I have a problem. Something in my mind has said, even though I know I shouldn't, I will continue. I will decide to continue to do it. That's a problem. So if you have any of this going on, please talk to a professional. Talk to a physical professional also, but talk to a mental health professional. Talk to someone that can help you to put a strategy together, to a plan together to resolve that. If you can make excuses to continue to hurt yourself by eating, your mindset is off. You have a problem surrounding eating. If you can tell yourself a reason, if you can alleviate the responsibility of making good choices with your eating, then you have a problem. If you can convince yourself to continue to hurt yourself as it relates to eating and drinking, you have a problem. Make excuses to continue to hurt yourself by eating, your mindset is off. You have a problem surrounding eating. If you can tell yourself a reason, if you can alleviate the responsibility of making good choices with your eating, then you have a problem. If you can convince yourself to continue to hurt yourself as it relates to eating and drinking, you have a problem. This is Coach T-Mac. This is Coach T-Mac, Coach T-Mac Coaching. All things Coach T-Mac, licensed marriage and family therapist. I want you to pursue the support that you need. Don't eat yourself to death. Don't drink yourself to death. Don't eat yourself to death. Don't drink yourself to death. Don't eat yourself to death. Don't drink yourself to death. Get support, get a strategy, get a plan together. Don't have people mourning for you and sad and hurt and having a less quality of life because you're not here anymore because you didn't get control of it, because you didn't manage it. You didn't change your mindset and your thinking. You didn't change how you define how is like your levels for consuming. You didn't redefine what is acceptable for me to eat right now. You didn't redefine how can I improve the quality of what I'm consuming. If you have not done that, then you have a problem. I had a problem. I have to always be aware of it. When I eat, like now I always say that in myself, okay, Tomha, when are you gonna stop? Because I could literally eat to like I'm about to pop, and then I do it again 2 hours later, and then 2 hours later. So I have to always be aware of what is my mindset on this. How am I thinking about this? Why am I gonna drink 2 liters? Am I gonna drink a whole 2 liter? How about just a gallon of water? Or half a gallon of water, 3 or 4 glasses of water, 4 or 5 glasses of water every time, every couple hours. If you have to, let me say this. One of the problems that we all have is we think that the healthy option is not going to be good for it. It doesn't taste good. If that's one of your excuses, I have to eat like this because that's the only thing that tastes good. One, that's a problem. But 2, you're lying to yourself. There's so many different options out there for how to consume water, flavored water, 0-calorie stuff. There's so much stuff out there now. But if you say stuff like that, like I have to keep eating this way because the other stuff don't taste good. Who says food has to taste good? I'm just saying. I'm just throwing it out there. Of course, we want it to taste good. I'm not saying that it doesn't. But when your mind says this is the only thing that tastes good, so this is the only thing that I can eat, it eliminates all those other healthy options. That's a problem. I guarantee you, I'll even throw a challenge out there. Research it. Go online, talk to health professionals, nutritionists. Ask them, is there a healthy way to prepare your favorite food, or maybe 2 or 3 of your favorite foods, and then prepare it and make it for yourself and see if you couldn't eat that. Not that it tastes the same. I didn't say it tastes the same, but could you actually substitute that and still continue eating and be fine, but have a healthy options? Healthy options doesn't mean they have to be exactly the same flavor, but has a similar flavor to where you don't have this mindset of this thinking, I have to eat this unhealthy thing. That's the goal, right? You see what I'm saying? That's the changing of the mindset of it. It's changing the mindset of this unhealthy thing I'm doing over and over again is hurting me. So I need to pursue and look out and find information and find something that I can consume that won't hurt me. So when I find something that I can consume that tastes pretty good, it don't taste the same, but it tastes pretty good, I can change my mind and say, yes, I can have this. And yes, there is another option. When you say stuff like, I don't have an option, I have to, always, your mind is not clear, is not correct when it's pertaining to food and eating and drinking beverages and eating certain foods. Desserts, if you have to, people say, man, desserts are my weakness. If you know that, then why have a lot of desserts in your house, or why give yourself excuses to go out and get the dessert? If drinking whatever sugar drinks, whatever it is, eating high calorie fried, whatever deep fried, whatever these things are that we know that we continue to eat and consume and do, and when we do high volumes of it, I have the whole pack, we are hurting ourselves. Time and time again, I've had battles and I've had arguments with myself, with my body, my mind, everything. I had a battle with whether or not I should eat this or eat that. Should I keep eating? Should I stop eating? Or man, you're gonna be hungry tomorrow, or you need to keep eating because you're still hungry. Like, man, I had to redefine hunger. I had to redefine my appetite. I had to learn how to adjust my appetite, and also learn how to allow it to subside. There's sometimes I would think I wanted something and urge, I would do something. I do a strategy that I practice, like the 20, I think it's like the 15-minute rule, really. Drink some water, wait 15 minutes and see if the urge goes away. Wait another 5 minutes, 30 minutes and the urge doesn't go away, then eat a healthy option. That's a strategy that I started using when I picked up. But usually after I've drank like 3 or 4 glasses of water, it goes away. It's amazing. But I want to make sure I don't rush past this idea of I don't have a problem. This idea that I'm okay. This idea that I can just keep doing it. After further diagnosis, after further medications, after further this and this, after your body is telling you it has too much in it. Your body's telling you it's run down. Your body's telling you the type of fuel you're putting in me. You know, maybe people don't know this, but there's certain cars that won't even run correctly if they have improper fuel in it. Most of us never check to see if the type of fuel we're putting in our body is good for our bodies. We make a decision to eat based on flavor and taste and impulse and desire, more so than I'm making this decision based on the quality of fuel I want to put within myself and what I want to do to ensure the quality of my future. We make a decision to eat based on flavor and taste and impulse and desire, more so than I'm making this decision based on the quality of fuel I want to put within myself and what I want to do to ensure the quality of my future. I know it's not sexy, it ain't hot, it's not trending to think about food that way. And of course, there's a lot of companies that do a lot of marketing and make so much money off us overly consuming. Yet at the same time, the risk that it has for our bodies, the risk that we take by continuing to over-consume and have a wrong perspective of eating, causes the quality of our life to deteriorate as we get older. Like I shared, I'm still grieving the loss of a close friend that I felt was like a brother to me. And one thing he confided in me was specifically this, and that's one of the major motivators. I've been saying I want to do this for a while, but one of the major motivators is because he passed away, and I consider him to be a young man because I think he was like a year younger than me or something like that. But his age is not the point. The point of his impact in my life, how much I love him, how much I appreciate his life, And now he's not here. And he shared with me, he confided in me like weeks, or maybe a month before he passed. He was sharing specifically that he had basically everything, or he said he could be physically active, but the major thing was his relationship with food. Thank you so much. This is Coach T-Mac. All things hashtag Coach T-Mac, T-Mac Coaching. Please follow me on Instagram, Facebook. You can catch me online, tmaccoaching.com. And share this. If you feel like that you know someone that can benefit from these, please share them. Put it out there. Push it, push it, push it. But if you feel like that maybe you need some one-on-one, maybe your family needs one-on-one, because there's something else that I learned. The culture of eating a lot of times comes from how we're raised in our family. I'm not going to say it's somebody's fault. What I'm saying is we learn how to eat. Okay, so where do you learn how to eat? Your family. So we can do family sessions, group sessions, individual sessions, whatever you want. Just sign up. You can message me directly, whatever you feel like is the most beneficial. But if you need support, you can contact me, Coach T-Mac, Tomha McMillan, licensed marriage and family therapist. I may not be for everybody, but I am for you. Have a wonderful, blessed day.